Hey, so one of the things that I think is most important about learning to make different kinds of choices if you want different results is the role of feelings or emotions. A lot of the times when I was in situations where I was making choices that weren't going to provide me with the best outcome, it was because I knew that there was an alternative. I could have made a different choice, but I didn't feel like it. I didn't want to. I wanted to trade long term gain for short term happiness. And so I have an example to kind of illustrate this. We have a 4-year-old son, and a couple mornings ago, he decided that he wanted to have his oatmeal in his bed instead of eating downstairs at the dining table like we usually do. And I said, "No, we are not doing that. I will make your oatmeal and you can come down and eat at the table the way that we do." And he was very, very angry about this and let me know how he was feeling. And he started throwing things and um, shouting and just being kind of a not very pleasant version of himself. Um, and and he kept saying things like, "You're making me so angry." And I keep trying to instill in him that how we respond to stimuli or to circumstances is totally up to us. We can choose whether we are angry or not. We can choose whether we feel hurt by something. We can always choose how we respond. This is something that I'm trying to teach our 4-year-old. So he kept saying, "You're making me so angry," and he's throwing things and flinging things and trying to hit me. And so I left him alone up in his room for a few minutes. I went downstairs and made the oatmeal, and I was trying to think, how can I address this? How can I move us through this situation? Because we needed him to eat his breakfast, right? And then he needed to get dressed and brush teeth and get out the door to go on the way to preschool. So I have a fixed amount of time, right, in order for all of those things to be done so that we can get out the door. So I'm feeling stressed. I'm feeling pressure. I want him to obey and cooperate and stop making this ridiculous request to eat oatmeal in his bed, which we just don't do. Um, and and I'm trying to figure out what can I do to get him to move, to stop being stuck in this place where he wants this thing that I'm not going to let him have. Um, and so I have some choices, right? I can I can physically manhandle him into coming downstairs. I can drag him by the wrist, or I can pick him up and just hold him really tight so that he can't hit or kick me, and then try to force him to eat breakfast. That's one option. That's one choice that I have. I can tell him, "If you don't do this, if you don't cooperate, I'm going to," and then fill in the blank, X, whatever. I'm going to take something away from you, or I'm going to throw all your toys in the trash, or something like that. We've done that as parents, not necessarily throwing toys in the trash, but making threats like that. The problem that I see with that is it's a threat I don't want to make good on. I don't want to throw his toys in the trash. Number one, throwing toys in the trash devalues the time and effort that it required to purchase those toys. We're trying to teach him to take care of his things, to value his possessions, and to take care of them so that we have them for a long time, so that we don't need to continually buy more and have this endless cycle of need. Um, and and I don't want to make him feel like there's this fear that is going to compel him into doing what I ask, or into cooperating. I don't want him to be afraid. I don't want him to appear to obey because I'm appearing to scare him or threaten him. I just don't want to do that. It is a choice. I could have, and it maybe would have made things turn around a lot faster. That's just not the route that I wanted to go. So I kind of composed myself. I made the oatmeal. I went upstairs, and I had a pleasant demeanor. And I said, you know what? I know that you really like to play for a little bit before we leave the house for school. And now that you have wasted so much time being angry and being naughty, we don't have that time anymore. We have just a little bit of time before we need to leave the house. We still need to get dressed, eat breakfast, and brush teeth. Those things are going to take some time, and you've used up all of your playing time by choosing to be angry and choosing to be naughty. So this is a lesson in how your choices affect what happens. And there's this thing that you want, but your choices mean that you aren't going to get that thing this morning. So here's where we are. Are you ready now to cooperate? Come downstairs, eat breakfast. And he kind of made one last really mad face, and then he said, all right, I'm ready to cooperate, but I'm still angry. And at this moment, I was like, oh, yes, this is exactly the way that it works. We have emotions and we have feelings about the choices that we have to make in order to achieve the ends that we want, or just to move forward, to do the next thing that needs to be done. It's okay to be angry. There is nothing wrong with being angry. There are plenty of things that are right to be angry about, or that we just get angry about because we either can't control them, can't change them, and can't leave. And yet, we still have to make a choice. We still have to do things. There are still accountabilities. There are time sensitivities that have to be kept. Our 4-year-old figured that out. So he came downstairs, he ate breakfast, we got dressed, we brushed teeth, we went to school. We weren't late. It was kind of remarkable. But it was so powerful to see him say, yes, I will do the thing that you're asking me to do and that I know needs to be done, but I'm still really angry. And I think that is the key to learning to make good choices. It doesn't matter how you feel about the good choice. A good choice is good by its nature. It's just the right thing to do. It's going to get you to the place where you want to go, unless you want to be in a really terrible place. And then, I guess I don't really have anything to say about that. But there are times when I know what the right thing is. I know what needs to happen. I know how I need to allocate my time, or what I need to say no to in order to be able to say yes to something that I have been working toward. And sometimes I don't feel like it. And so I'm just like, no, I'm not ready to cooperate because I'm still angry. Or whatever. But our 4-year-old got it in this moment. And I just think that is so remarkable. And as a parent, that felt like a huge success to me. And so when we were eating breakfast, I told him, you know what? You can be so proud of the choice that you made. I know you were still angry, and that's okay. It's okay to be angry. You didn't get what you wanted. And you decided that even though you still felt that way, you were going to do what we needed to do. So I said, I love you. That was an amazing choice, and you can be so proud of having made that choice. Because we want to be careful as parents that we are pointing out when he has great successes like this, to reward the good choices that he makes, instead of always feeling like we need to punish and curb the not good choices that he's making. And so it was equally as important to point out the magnitude of what he had done in saying, this is how I feel, but I'm still going to cooperate. It was important to point that out so that he learns the value of making good choices, even if he doesn't feel like it. So that's what I've got for you today. I hope this is helpful. Let me know if you get a chance where you come to a choice and you don't feel like it, or you feel too angry or some other emotion to do the right thing, but you choose anyway. You keep the feeling. You don't have to get rid of the feeling right away if you're not ready to, or if it doesn't make sense to. And still you do the right thing. Still you make the choice. Let me know. I would love to hear your stories. Thanks. Have a great day.